Hey, there's more people on already.
Why was I literally just thinking that? I was like, oh, there is everyone.
How was your day off yesterday? I know Tina didn't take the day off because she was with me on the call.
No, I worked. Even got a buyer over to a lender yesterday, so that was good.
That's awesome. There's a win. There is some movement in the market, people. That's the second. People are coming out of the woodwork. People that are waiting for the holidays to be over. Guess what? Today is when it's officially over. You got to go back to work. As a realtor, you should have been back to work 3 days ago. There's a lot to be said about momentum. I like to call it more momentum because the more you get, the more you go. And you have to put it on yourself. It's not something you can just wake up one day and just, I'm going to get in the race. Oh, you have to be running to be in the race.
Yeah.
You may not be running very straight. You may not be running very smoothly. Hell, you might have tripped and fell a couple of times, but you're moving. You got some momentum. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been racing or chasing somebody and you trip and fell? Which way did you fall?
Based.
Forward.
Forward. Did you fall backwards?
No.
No, you continued on in the moment, right? You continued forward. That's momentum. And in this business, even if you trip and fall and you forget a day or you don't follow up with somebody or you botch a conversation or you batch an opportunity, if you got the momentum, even if you fail, momentum makes you fail forward. And you learn and you trip, and you get up. What's impressive to me is watching little kids run. If you guys have little kids around, you'll understand this. But if you don't, you can take my just take my word for it. When little kids run and fall, they rebound. They get right back up and keep running, unless an adult saw them fall.
Hmm. So bad.
Because once a kid realizes mommy and daddy were watching, now it's an opportunity for attention. I fell, I hurt, I need a band-aid. I remember being a kid, I was walking through a wash in Ohio and I stepped on a pile of leaves that had a stick in it, and I've got about a 3-inch scar on the back of my knee because that stick ran right through me. Parents weren't around. I continued walking with my friends, not knowing that I had a sizable gash in the back of my leg. It wasn't until I got home a few hours later that I even showed my mom, and she freaked out. And oh my God, well, just like in business and just in real estate in general, if you screw up, keep going. Don't stop and show someone else. Don't raise your hand and say, ooh, 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 I fell, I fell, I fell. Come coddle me, make me feel better about it. Because the moment we start thinking about what other people think of what we're doing, we lose control of ourselves. We are no longer capable of momentum. We are no longer capable of moving forward in the moment. We can't fail forward anymore because we have stopped absolute every bit of momentum to turn and say, look at me. I failed. I need attentions. Well, today, the 2nd of January, is brought to you by the intentionality of failing. Go do it. Go do it messy. Go do it ugly. Go do it uncomfortably. Just go do it. And if you screw up, take a note for yourself. You know what? I need to work on this, or that. I just didn't quite understand how this worked. But don't just stop around the water cooler and talk about your failures. Don't bring the trips and falls from 2023 into 2024. If you didn't do your database last year, that's okay. Do it now. Just do it. If you didn't follow up with people very well last year, that's okay. Do it now. If you ate like shit and you drank and you smoked and you did all the things that you were not supposed to do because your preacher told you not to, that's okay. Do it now. Success is a culmination of a bunch of decisions. Nobody, and I mean nobody, not even Oprah herself, has made 100% good decisions. So every day, if you fail or you screw up or you drop or you skin your knee, it's okay. Get back up. Keep running. Just do it. I'm no good at this. I don't care. Nobody is good at anything they just start. If you know how to ride a bike, I guarantee you fell down a few times. If you've ice skated, you probably have tasted the ice before. My surfers, my snowboarders, My extreme sports advocates, you know what I'm talking about. You got the x-rays to show that failure happens, but you keep moving. You look back at these times and you say, you know what? I wasn't very good, but I'm glad I kept going because I'm a whole lot better than I used to be. If you are forgetting to call someone, just do it. If you're afraid of making a video, just do it. If you have no momentum right now because you have sat on your ass and haven't done anything business related or anything towards your goals, today is the day you're going to do it. You're going to get the wheels moving. It takes a ton of energy to get a train moving. But once you got it moving, it doesn't take a whole lot to keep it moving. So just know it's going to suck. Embrace it. You're going to have to give up things that you like. You're going to have to sacrifice things that are a joy to you. You're going to have to say no to some things that don't really matter so that you can say yes to the things that do. If you want to reach your goals this year, Audra, you want to sell 12 houses. Tyler, you want to sell 45. Tina, you want to sell 50. I only said 50 because it's more than Tyler's. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to answer the phone at 7 o'clock at night at dinner. You're going to have to tell your family, I'm sorry, I can't be there until after this showing, but I will be there right after. You're going to have to apologize for not being around because you're working on something bigger. You're going to lose friends because they don't want to come with you. You're going to outgrow people because you're going to do the thing that they don't want you to do. And some of our success is stifled by the people that we love the most because when we grow big, they stay small. And when you outgrow people, they try like hell to pull you back in. And some of these people are the ones you've turned to your entire life and said, Daddy, Mommy, I hurt myself. I skinned my knee. I need a Band-Aid. It's not a bad thing on them. They just don't understand where you're going. But you cannot get to where you are by being who you were. You had to change. And the same goes true as you will not get to where you're going unless you shed some of that skin. You have to grow. You have to change. In order for you to lift up more weight, you have to be comfortable lifting up more weight. And you only get there by lifting more and more weight. No bodybuilder I've ever met woke up one day and said, you know what? I'm going to join a powerlifting competition today, and did very well. But I have met gentlemen and women for that fact that have worked out their entire lives, have done some pretty incredible things. Like Jake knows my friend Christina. I remember Christina when she was chubby. Now she's a couple of hash marks shy of Greek god build. She's been working out solid for the last 10 years. And when she started, it was awkward as hell. And now people go to her for advice. I've got a friend that's a YouTube personality, if you will, I guess. Some of his first videos are absolutely cringeworthy. They're terrible. But he leaves them up so that people can see where he came from. Even myself. I remember saying terrible things on a phone call. I remember my very first buyer consultation over the phone. I called the guy Bud. Thanks, Bud. And my mentor ripped my ass for it. And I remember that was 14 years ago. I was driving down Orange Grove and La Cañada here in Tucson, Arizona. I know exactly where I was when it happened. But I remember those points that I failed so bad it became a trigger in change. But you never let them stop you. So whatever you're carrying from last year, remember, the mountain you carry with you, you were only supposed to climb. So put it down. 2024 is here, and you're going to have a hell of a year, and it's going to require a hell of an effort. One step at a time, one phone call at a time, one client at a time, you are building your future. And if you don't want to do it, get out of this business. If you don't want to work hard, then be okay with what life gives you. Things are changing rapidly and unexpectedly. You can either be a victim of the changes or you can be the architect. When you know what's coming, you can hedge against it and you can build it in your benefit. Or you can sit back and just bitch and whine and complain because you didn't do anything. So my message to you this year is to do it. If you're scared, do it. If you don't know what you're doing, do it. If you're not comfortable with it, do it. You will gain a lot by getting out of your comfort zone, because we don't grow when we're comfortable. We don't. You can't stay the same and do more. Hell, probably in this market, in this condition, the climate we're in, you can't do the same and stay the same. You can't. It's probably going to take you more work to live the same lifestyle that you've been living because of the way things are changing. But hell, if you're going to do more work, might as well get more out of it. It's like putting, repairing a vehicle. I got to spend a couple $1,000s to repair a vehicle that doesn't go any faster. That pisses me off. If I'm putting thousands of dollars into something, I want it to go faster. Well, you're going to have to put a lot of energy just to stay where you're at. So why don't you put a little bit more and go further? 1%. So 1%. Does that seem like a lot? It's 1%. Just a little bit more. But if you do a little bit more today, and a little bit more tomorrow, and a little bit more the day after that, you're a whole lot further than when you were when you started. Let me ask you, what happens at 211 degrees?
Water boils.
Wrong. That happens at 212 degrees. 1 degree difference. 1 degree of difference.
Depends on elevation.
That is factual. At sea level, 212 degrees, since Jacob's that guy. Now Jacob's got to Google what sea level is. Okay. I'm excited to see you guys back. I could have swore I said I'll see you back on Monday because Tina was here. And then Christina said, no, you said Tuesday. So the funny thing is I have the recording, so I'm going to find out what I did say.
You said Monday, and that's why I was like, oh, really? I guess realtors don't take a day off on Monday first. Made sense.
I don't. And Tina and I talked about yesterday. Yesterday is a great day to start a new habit.
Yeah.
How's your habit going today, Tina?
It's actually going good. It's going good. I did my day 1 post yesterday, like we talked about. It was a little awkward. I'm gonna go do day 2 after I figure it out, but it's something different for me, but it felt good doing it.
Well, tell the group what your new habit's going to be.
So my new habit is taking 5 minutes and kind of just doing a video recording 365 days of what my gratitude is, what I'm thankful for. Something quick, simple, putting it on social media because I've not been a social media person, so I have to get out of my comfort zone, get out of my box. And when I did it, I got a lot of feedback because I asked them, tell me what your gratitude is today. Tell me what you're thankful for. And I got a lot of engagement just on that alone. More engagement than I've ever gotten on any of my other posts. So it was really different, but it was good.
Did you guys hear that? She said I was uncomfortable. It was awkward. It was different. But look at the smile on her face. Now that she's done it. Now that she's done it, man.
Yeah, I did it. I even told my kids because you showed me one. I was like, it was late at night. He was in the bed, but he didn't forget to do his post. So I told my kids at any point, say, Mom, did you do it? And if it's 10 o'clock at night, I'm still going to get it done. So yeah, that was the inspiration that I needed to do to get out in front of social media. It was scary, but I accomplished it. So 365
days. In the face
days.
of fear.
Goodness.
Yeah, in the face of fear. I'm telling you guys, where you want to go is right on the other side of what you don't want to do. It's right there. It's literally right there. What is Harry Potter, that little gold thing? Anyone know what that thing's called? Little gold thing they're trying to catch in the Quidditch game?
The snitch.
The snitch?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, you catch that and you win the game. It's a great metaphor for life. It's a great metaphor for any endeavor. You've got these two warring sides, failure and success, doing what you've always done and going where you want to go. But the success to winning is something so small that is actively evading you. So if you go after something so small and you aim small and you miss small and you get your success by that 1%, right? You can end the game. Life is easy. It's a game. It's a game that you're all going to win because you're going to get to the finish line. Some of you get there faster than others, but it's going to end. But what matters is what you did while you played. I've said this a billion times. I'm exaggerating, probably 1,002 times. Gary Keller, when I was in 2019, I went to family reunion, and I come from a background of working 70, 80, 90-hour weeks. I come from the world where I was at a car dealership for 10 to 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. Where that's what I knew. That's what I knew success was. I was the first one in, the last one out. I was the one that put more hours than anybody on the desk because I was there. Gary Keller said, and it struck me into my core, there is no virtue in working long hours. None. It doesn't mean dog water. If you're the first person there and the last person to leave, if you don't do anything while you're there. It doesn't matter how many hours you put into the day. What matters is what you put into those hours. We all have 24 hours in a day. Some of us sleep 12 of it away. Right? You are horizontal half your life. For one reason or another. Run with it if you want. You're terrible. Get that out of your mind. But the other part of it, what are you doing? I wasn't feeling so good the other day, and I think this was New Year's Eve. I slept until like 8:30 in the morning. It was crazy. 8:30 rolled around, I freaked out. I was like, holy shit, I slept till 8:30. And then we went to bed New Year's night at 10. I was awake for 13 and a half hours. Like, that's a waste of a day to me. Because I put a lot of, but the thing is I probably overdid it a few days before that. And my body is like, you need to stop and rest. Well, for the last 3 days, I've woke up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning like I normally do because, well, my body's recalibrated again and I'm back to it. But the moments that I feel like I want to sit down and just scroll on TikTok or YouTube, I push myself to do a 30-minute task. I spend 30 minutes in a database or 30 minutes messaging people on social media or 30 minutes cleaning up a pile of shit in the garage that's been there for a year. Because I'm adopting that this year. Just do it. Just go get it done. I know you don't want to do it, but the moment it's done, you're going to be glad you did. That means this call. I don't want to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and do this call. I don't want to wake up for my California people that are on here super early. I know this is rough, but just do it. Because right after this, I have to go put on long pants and long sleeves and go take my trash trailer to the dump. Do I want to? No, but I'm going to go do it. I'm going to get it done. And the beautiful thing about it is I have a partner in life. And I talk about my wife all the time. You guys might get the sense that I love her because I talk about her all the time. But she really is a great accountability partner because she'll say, hey, did you do this? Or when are we doing that? Or we got to do this. And remind me of the things I've told her. So when you want to do something, share it with people you can trust to remind you. It's not a bad thing if I go, hey, Jake, remember you were supposed to do this? And he's like, oh, yeah, that's right. And then did you do it? And he's going to be vulnerable and he's going to tell me the truth or he's going to make himself feel good. Fail forward. Be honest. If you didn't do what you're supposed to do, cop to it. We can make excuses or we can make improvements. So this year, I hope you lean into that accountability and just do it. Because last year, you probably didn't. Some of you, I'm very proud to see on camera. Because last year, I didn't see a lot of you. But I can assure you that if you're willing to do what other agents aren't now, right now, today in this market, you're going to gain momentum that they don't have. That's one of the reasons I didn't take the weekend off. I was still working. It's one of the reasons I was on a call yesterday because we had things to do. I know the vacation hangover is hard to get over. You're like, shit, I haven't done anything in the last 3 weeks. Some of you took December off. Even though you were here present, you weren't here mentally. Today is the day. Just make the choice. I'm doing it. How many postcards are you going to send today? How many notes? How many thank you cards are you going to write today and send out? How many text messages are you going to send to people saying, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for being one of my awesome friends. All the simple things you didn't do last year are going to be the difference between your same year and the where you want to be. And I say that because I have stacks and stacks of cards and pens and stamps and all the stationery needed to be successful. What's missing?
Do it.
Doing it.
Just doing it, right? The hardest part of anything is just doing it. So set yourself up for success. Get a list together, get the materials together, get the resources together, get yourself a really big cup of coffee, lock out the distractions, put the puppy away, and just do it. It's going to suck while you're in it. I'll guarantee it's going to suck. But when you're done, girl, let me tell you, it's going to feel good. Raise your hand if you've ever been in an infrared sauna or even a hot box sauna, right?
Oh, yeah.
Does it feel good after about 6 minutes? Nah, but you got to be in there for 15. How many minutes are between 6 and 15?
Lots.
Exactly. So my people that do this often know exactly. I got 9 minutes left. You know what? In 30 more seconds, I only got 8 minutes left. All right. I got 8 minutes and 15 seconds left.
Makes
14,
it longer.
13. You ever done that? You ever counted down exactly how far you are? Because you are embracing in the suck. But when that 15 minutes is up,
Hallelujah.
I'm gonna throw something at you. You're at 14 minutes and 35 seconds. Someone else walks into the sauna. What do you do?
Straighten up like you can handle it.
Yeah, I've been in here. Yeah, I'm good. I got 15 more minutes on me, man. I'm not leaving. You just got in here. I gotta beat you now. That's when you change your focus. You get after it, man. You make one phone call, it's gonna suck. You make 2 phone calls, it's gonna suck. Dan said I gotta talk to 20 people a day, and I only talked to 4. I got 16 more to go. But you get to that 20th person, and you get to check that box that I contacted 20 people today. It's gonna feel just like walking out of that sauna after beating that second person. It's gonna feel good. Yeah, it's gonna suck. You're not gonna want to do it. You're gonna get distracted. You're gonna do all kinds of things that don't matter. But the moment you get there, whoo, it's like opening that door for the first time. That breath of fresh, cold air. Man, you feel like $1,000,000 until you get to the car and your legs give out. It happens. It happens. Leg day, baby. But just know that. Just do it. Right? Today is just do it. Today's the 2nd of January. We got 364 more days like today. And we got to do it. If you guys didn't know, we're in a leap year, so the math does add up. For those of you who are trying to question my math, Google how many days are in February this year, and you'll know that you were wrong.
Leap year.
It's a leap year. So you have one more day of success, which means I'm not mad at you for missing yesterday because you still got 365. You start today. Y'all didn't realize that I actually know what I'm talking about, and I have a theory to my madness in the morning. Does it surprise you it always comes back full circle somehow? Oh, this is incredible, man. It is. It's incredible because you got to do it. Go after it. Find a way to make today successful. Win the day. That's all you got to do. And if you have a hard time winning the day, Stephanie, win the hour. If 60 minutes is too much, damn, win the minute.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. Because every moment to moment is a decision, right? This morning alone, I woke up, I walked the dog, I walked the cat. Yeah, my cat likes to go outside. And I could have had some sugary bullshit cereal, which is quick and easy, or I can stick to my fasting and not eat this morning, which is not hard. The hardest part was deciding to walk past the cereal. Now that it's over there, it's out of the way. Success is just a bunch of good decisions. So if you fail, don't beat yourself up. Don't stop and get attention. Don't raise your hand and draw attention to your skin knee. Just keep going. If you're seriously injured, you did something real bad, reach out to help. You got me, you got your other coaches. Because we're not going to say, damn it, Sarah, you fucked up. You're a terrible person. No, we're going to be like, hey, shit happens. Let's fix it. But just make more good decisions, right? Just do it. You don't want to do it? Just do it. It scares you? Just do it. You're really scared? Get a friend. Hey, Liza, congratulations on doing your first live video. When's the next one?
I did my second. Now I'm on the third
When?
on Wednesday. So which would be tomorrow. We're doing day 7.
There we go.
8.
When you set a goal for yourself, just do it. Okay? Write it down. Follow it. Just do it. Was today impactful for you?
Always.
Did you learn something good?
Mm-hmm.
Dan, did you tell her you passed your broker's test?
Oh, yeah. I didn't tell everyone yet because I was waiting until my license was actually activated because the ADRE is taking forever. So to the credit of this, my goal for myself was to get my broker's license by the end of last year. And I started it December 11th. Talk about waiting to the very last minute. To get your broker's license, it's 99 hours of education. How many weeks is that if you work a full-time 40 hours at it? That's more than 2 weeks. So if you add 14 days to the 11th, that puts you right at Christmas.
Hmm.
Plus, I had to take two big tests, state test, school test. That takes half a day each. Well, I was able to knock out the classes, knock out the tests, and get everything submitted before the end of the year.
Nice.
I actually submitted everything Saturday. So it was the day before the end of the year. And the thing is, I'm not even proud of myself for that because I should have done it Friday because they would have gotten it back to me Friday. But because I did it Saturday, now I'm not going to get it until today. But I did. The biggest thing there is I sat on that goal all damn year. And it wasn't until my wife said, "Hey, did you sign up for your broker's classes yet?" And it wasn't the first time she asked me either. It was the second time that she said, "Hey, you told me that you were going to sign up. When are you going to do it?" And I literally, in that moment, she was sitting next to me, pulled out my computer, pulled out my credit card, and signed up for the $800 class. Because doing it didn't cost me anything, right? Thinking about doing it didn't cost me anything. It was the moment I signed up. Now I've got some skin in the game. I got to get this shit done. But again, going back to the accountability, I shared it with someone, and even Jake, I shared it with him. Yeah, I'm gonna go take my test. He goes, "Yeah, if you're gonna pass it," he's like, "Even I know you're gonna pass it the first time, but now I know you're dedicated to it. Even if it takes you 100 times, you're gonna do it." And he's right. When you claim to do something, you set a goal for yourself. I don't care if you pass it the first time or the 100th time. It's when you set yourself up to do something, you freaking do it. So I pat myself on the back twice for that. I did twice. I was like, yeah, that was good. That was third time. But here's the thing. I've got 5 kids and 3 businesses that I work full time. Adding 99 hours to my life, I had to sacrifice a lot. That is a lot of time to squeeze in. And I'm no superhero. I'm not any better than you. The difference is I know that I'm going to have to say no to things that I like. And I've created some situations. And I'll share this. My mom texted me yesterday, "Are you mad at me?" And I called her. I was like, "Why would you ask that?" She goes, "I haven't seen you in weeks. I haven't heard from you much." And I said, "Mom, I've been getting my broker's license. I haven't had time." My wife has even said, "I'm so glad that this is over so we get you back." When I tell you, you're going to have to say no to things, some of those things are your family. Some of those things are your friends. Some of those things are the things that make you feel good. You're going to have to say no to it because the goal is more important. Because I'm building for something bigger. I'm going to struggle now so that I can strive later. But you could take a lesson from me. Had I had started this in February when I talked about it last year, would it been such a sacrifice?
Yeah.
It'd have been a few hours a week instead of a few hours a day. I did 9 hours of education a day because my goal was to get the shit done, all the classes done before Christmas. I didn't make that goal. I got it done the day after Christmas. I had 2 classes I had to finish. But when you set a goal for yourself, procrastination is your enemy. But you can still beat it. But don't put yourself up against that fight. Get to it. Get the momentum started now because there's going to be days you don't want to do it. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to sit in the sauna. You don't want to do the classes. You don't want to take the test, but you're already moving. So momentum helps you get past the "I don't want us." But when you haven't started yet and you get those "I don't want to" days, it's very easy for you not to do anything. So think about that today. If you don't get started today, you may cost yourself 3 or 4 days in the future. Push off. Let's get your trains moving. Success is just down the track. Thank you, Jake, for bringing that up. And thank you for celebrating with me. Now, let's go do something big. Big high five.
High five.